In this video, we will have a look on how to navigate correctly into the 3D view. And for this, we will have a look on these icons here. So there's 5 icons. The first one here will be that one, the perspective or orthographic view. So if you click on that, you have the possibility to enable the perspective view, and as you can see here, the lines will join themselves in one point that is about here, is near this place. Okay, so all the lines of the grid like that, and you can really see the perspective view here in action. But if you disable that, all the lines are totally parallel, okay, and there is no perspective point here. Okay, so it's something that is easy here to remember. Perspective and orthographic, everything is flat. Orthographic is very useful when you model with reference images, and you can see that I use a lot orthographic during the training, and it's because it doesn't really deform the objects relatively of the view you are of the zoom. Like for example, if I delete this cube and add, for example, a monkey, you can see that if I'm in perspective view, and you can see the deformation here of the ear here. If I not far from it, if I zoom in like that, I have a big deformation there, and this deformation doesn't exist if you are in orthographic view. Okay, so that's why sometimes it's better to work with orthographic, especially when you model with reference images, and we will discover all of this. So all of these icons here, as if you let the cursor on it, you will have the shortcut that will appear here. So the shortcut for this one is 5. So you jump to orthographic to perspective view. Okay. The second one is camera view. So camera view, you just have to click on it, and it will go until into the camera view. And the shortcut for this one is 0. So you turn around your object with the middle mouse like that, and then you just do camera view. It goes on camera view with numpad 0. If you numpad 0 again, you come back into your 3D view, your normal 3D view. Okay, so this one here. The next one is to move the view. So if I just click and drag starting this icon, I can move the view like that. Okay, like the hand in Photoshop, exactly the same system. So it just to move the view right, left, and up, down like that, but not turn around. Okay, the shortcut for this is Shift middle mouse. So Shift middle mouse, you will just like this drag your view. Okay, you have the zoom and the zoom in and out. So if you click and drag starting this icon, you will have the possibility to zoom in and out. You have 2 other possibilities too. The scroll of the mouse, okay, that will give you exactly the same thing, and control middle mouse to zoom without increments, because when you use the wheel of the mouse, it will increment your zoom like that. You can see step by step. And if you just control middle mouse, you can just do a soft action like this. Okay, good. So this is the first 4 icons. Now I have here a kind of compass. So this compass, if you just click and drag on it, you can turn around your view like that. Okay, so click and drag on the compass, and you can turn around your view. Exactly the same if you will do the middle mouse here button, and you will just click and drag. It will do exactly the same. But this compass gives you some important informations, and it gives you the orientation axis. So this axis in 3D there are three. You have the z-axis, it's up and down here, and I will just enable it into here like that, just to show you the axis into the 3D view. So you have the possibility here to manage this directly and to see, as you can see, if I rotate here, I have my orientation that did move the same way. So it's a kind of compass to always tell you. So the z-axis is to tell up and down, okay. The x-axis is to tell right and left. So that's why it's good to see it with not a cube in the center, but more a Suzanne like that. You will have the possibility to look at which axis is which, okay? So x-axis is the right and left axis, and the y-axis it's the front behind axis, okay? So now if I would like to have specific views, like for example the front view or the side view or the top view, I can go into directly this axis. So if I click into the x-axis here, I will have the side view. If I click into the z-axis, I will have the top view. And if I click into the y-axis, I will have the front or behind view like that, okay? So just changing here and click directly into the axis like this will give you the possibility to go directly to a specific axis. But you can use the numpad to do that too. So let's say if I want the front view, I will use the 1, numpad 1, okay? If I want the side view, I will use numpad 3. If I want, and the side view on the right, okay? And everything is written here as you did change an option, like for example here I'm in right orthographic. If I want to split into, to go into perspective here, you can see the right perspective, okay? So I continue and I go on the top view with numpad 7, okay? But let's say I would like to see behind my Suzanne and not in the front view, but on the other side. So with control 1, if I use control on 1, 3, 7, so 1, 3, and 7, if I use control, I will invert the view. So with control 1, I will go into the back. With control 3, I will go into the left side. And with control 7, I will go into the bottom view. Okay? So it will be exactly the same than this, but it will be with shortcuts. I really recommend you to use the shortcuts in Blender, even if it's a little, it can be a little tricky in the beginning, but in the end it will give you a real freedom of creation after, when you know a little the shortcut. So if you can just print the PDF that I did give you into the introduction video, and like this you will can have it not far from the keyboard, and just as a reminder, okay? So here 1, 3, 7, control 1, control 3, control 7, okay. Everything is in the numpad. Now what about the 2, 4, 6 and 8? So there's arrows will give you the possibility to navigate around your object like that, but with incrementation, okay? So you can see if I use the 6, I will turn around on the right side, the 4 turn around on the left side, here on the bottom, and here going on the top, okay? For the 2 and the 8, so 1, 3, 7, 2, 6, 4, 8, and number 5 to make the orthographic and perspective, okay? 0 comes to the camera view, and the point is really important, the dot here, so here numpad period. So if I just just as an example, I will add a few objects here, and I will show you how to do that after, but for now, just to show you the concept. So we have different objects in our scene and at different locations like that. And by default, Blender focus in the middle of the scene, okay, in the center of the scene here. So I will focus into my Suzanne. But let's say I would like to turn around my sphere here. So for this, I just have to select it, enable use the numpad, and I will turn around and now can focus on my selection. Whatever object it will be, even the camera, I will turn around the camera now. So very good option to navigate, and a beginner, let's say, common mistake is this. Really, it's a really common mistake. And like, okay, you did focus a little somewhere in the 3D view, you did zoom somewhere, and suddenly you have nothing. It's impossible to see any object, and whoo, what I will do? Okay, you just select an object here, you just focus on it with the numpad here, and you will have it. So easy to come back into your scene, and that's why it's important to rename your objects too. Because let's say you did duplicate a lot of sphere to create a solar system, okay? So here you have the Earth, here you have the moon, here you have the sun, I don't know, it's just an example. But if you don't rename your object here, you will have sphere 1, sphere 2, sphere 3, and it will be complicated to see who is who. So that's why it's really important to rename your objects like that, okay? So that's it for how to navigate into the interface. You will see anyway always the shortcuts I will use for my navigation, and but really want to remind yourself is a numpad period, and that everything is with the numpad anyway. And if you use after the control and the shift, so control shift and everything in the numpad, you will have all the possibilities that gives you here the icons, the little icons on the top here. That can be useful sometimes if you don't remind something, okay, what was how to scroll, and okay, camera view is numpad 0. Okay, good. So that's it for the navigation into the 3D view. Into the next video, we will have a look on the visualization of the 3D view and the customization.